The strength of feeling for the campaign to leave the European Union has been like a slap in the face with a wet fish for the Remain bloc. On this final day before the vote, Boris Johnson, who could become Prime Minister if the UK votes out, was as usual busy trumpeting British fishermen against what he sees as intrusive practices by the EU.
60% of the law of our country coming from Brussels, our entire fisheries controlled by Brussels. You know, you've got the EU Commission sitting instead of us, deciding how fish stocks, our UK fish, are going to be parcelled up and divvied up. So you take back control, and I think it will be a big, big moment for democracy in this country and around Europe.
The Remain camp has been desperate to inject some pro-European passion this late in the day, and the Prime Minister and his allies have taken to appealing to older voters to think of their children rather than their own nostalgic views of their country.
Think of one word that brings it all into one, which is together. Because frankly, if we want a bigger economy and more jobs, we're better if we do it together. If we want to fight climate change, we're better if we do it together. If we want to win against the terrorists and keep our country safe, we're better if we do it together.
Much of Europe, meanwhile, is extremely worried about the so-called Brexit on trade, but also contagion, whether a British exit could lead other countries to follow. The Remain camp says the unravelling of the EU would be hugely destabilising. The Leavers say it would all be for the best.
If we destroy the European Union, which for all its faults has nevertheless delivered a tremendous amount of cohesion within our continent, I think the consequences of that are fairly unpredictable. So for that reason, I don't think that's something we should wish for.
I just say European Union has to change. And if the other countries, when Britain leaves, then say, you know what, if you lose the second largest economy in Europe and it decides to go, there's something wrong with what you're doing. Time to think about it and time to change.
One thing seems certain. Europe's leaders say an out vote would be irreversible.
There will be no kind of renegotiation, nor on the agreement we have found, I think, in February, nor as far as any kind of treaty negotiation are concerned. Out is out.
Most of the money being bet on this is for the UK to remain inside the European Union, on the assumption that the millions of undecided voters simply won't take the risk of leaving. But for all that, it's still much too close to know for certain. It is the most extraordinary moment in modern European history. Laurence, Al Jazeera, Westminster in London.